Hi, I'm Matthew Homer. The 2015 general election is well underway and the candidates remain busy as they try to secure your vote. You may have seen their posters, leaflets, or even spoken to them face to face. But for many people with a learning disability, the way that politicians communicate their messages can be inaccessible or confusing. These voters need candidates to make their campaigns more inclusive so that they can engage with the political debate. For this film, I spoke to different people who have a learning disability and asked them about their experiences of engaging with politics. In an age where we are constantly told about voter apathy and cynicism, I want to look at what is being done to help those with a learning disability engage with politics and have a voice in the democratic process. I began by speaking to Rahan. We talked about how politicians could improve the ways in which they communicate to people with learning disabilities.
I suppose if every single party did easy read information, then it'll make life easier.
The question for the panel is what are you going to do for people with learning disabilities? Is that right?
I also met Thello and Michelle. I mean, why do you think it's important for politicians to listen to what you have to say? Why do you think it's important?
Yeah, because what happened, it makes me learn, because to learn things in my head, but that's what I have to learn about voting and all these voting things. I have to know. Yeah. So I went to one yesterday, I was talking about that, went all the way around the table, got all these things yesterday, and that was so busy.
I travelled to the office of Brighton and Hove Speak Out. This is an advocacy group for people with learning disabilities. Hannah is involved in Speak Out's Being Heard in Government group. She told me how the Green Party's Caroline Lucas collaborated with the group to design easy read literature. I mean, one of the things I remember from that is Caroline Lucas. She was talking about her leaflets and things like that. Yeah. And I remember you guys. I think was it yourselves that were showing them? I mean, why is it so important that the literature is in a kind of format which is easy to understand?
Because then it includes everyone.
Yeah.
You're not kind of going, or someone with a learning disability can't do it because they can't read it.
Yeah. And it's probably a silly question from me, but do you find that there's a lot of material from other parties which is just, it's just,
Green's the only one that I can actually understand.
Yeah.
Actually, on the bonus side, we were actually helping Caroline Lucas to actually design it.
So she kind of worked with you. Yeah. I mean, when you have you voted in the past? You've not, so this would be the first time?
I mean, last time I tried to vote, the last time I was in, gave me the polling card, is it?
I think so, yeah.
On the day of the vote, and it was a postal vote.
Okay.
And I had no help to read it all. I ticked one because I knew that person.
Yeah. Hannah's experience of receiving the polling card late from one of her carers highlights another important point. This is for those who support people with learning disabilities to have an interest in politics too. Ben benefited from his support worker having such an interest, and this saw him attend an event hosted by Caroline Lucas. Speaking about some really interesting things that you spoke to Caroline about, I mean, why do you think it's important that politicians listen to what you have to say?
Well, it's just that, you see, with people with learning difficulties, they're very special people, and I just think that they should be offered the chance to live independently and try and get more suitable housing.
Like Hannah, Ian is involved in the Being Heard in Government group. During our conversation, Ian expressed his concerns about the allocation of funds from the local council.
What they are doing is actually taking services away from people with learning difficulties to save that money.
And what services do you think they might get rid of or reduce funding in, really?
Things like day services. Government cuts are like Jenga.
Jenga? Oh,
yes.
The game?
Yes.
Okay.
You take day services for people with learning difficulties, and you take other services for people with learning difficulties, and it falls down.
That's a really good comparison, actually.